back from the dead.
Hey yo pretty people, welcome back to FullStack. My name is LoXP and I really owe you a very heartfelt thank you for all the cool stuff that has been happening to my channel lately. The last 2 months has been an absolute blast, and thank you so much for stopping by, for giving my videos a watch and for giving my channel a subscribe. It really means a lot to me, which actually is kind of a reason why today's episode will be a very special one. You see, I've been noticing that there has been an influx of new people to the channel. So I realized that some of you actually jumped on the FullStack series not from the very beginning. And if you actually did jump in on the FullStack series from the very beginning, please do leave a comment about it. And in fact, why don't you guys mention in the comments where you actually started watching this, and if you started watching it at all, because quite frankly, I would be happy to know this. And yes, this episode is gonna be a little bit of a jumping point for new viewers and a little bit of a tour for the old ones, just to kind of take a look-see at my FullStack base, take a look-see at this entire season, and kind of remember what we've done and what we accomplished. Let's see how far we've come, and let's see how we got here. 40 episodes ago, it all began with this ghast. That's right, that thing frozen in ice is supposed to be an actual ghast. I know, it doesn't look like one in slightest, but let's just pretend. Now, this guy is called Marshmallow, and he is supposed to be an Eldritch ghast. An Eldritch terror that has been haunting the territory of my FullStack Season 1 base. In fact, FullStack Season 1 actually ended with him waking up and absolutely wrecking my entire base, just absolutely demolishing everything around there. And Season 2 of the FullStack actually started with me and my golem general, who will also meet in a moment. Me and my golem general actually used him. We kinda saddled him and used him to fly all the way to the Season 2 map of FullStack and crash land into this mountain. Now, the reason we crash landed is, first of all, we didn't really have a control of the ghast, we just kind of were riding, tagging along for the ride. And second of all, the reason we crash landed is because ghasts, in the universe that I'm trying to kind of create here, ghasts are cold-blooded, which means that they can't really survive outside of the Nether without hibernating. And this ghast, he went into hibernation. He kinda fought, he kinda got frozen into ice, which is why we're kinda keeping him into semi-comatose station. Now, inside of him is currently my living area, where I actually was thinking about moving out. And inside of him lives my golem general. I actually changed the texture of an iron golem just so it will fit him more. That's something I did for this episode especially. Now, you can see he has seen quite some stuff in his lifetime. He doesn't have one eye. That's because in the Season 1 of my FullStack, my dear General Afanasi, as I decided to call him, has actually faced a wither. An actual wither, and he actually won, which doesn't really happen that much in Minecraft, at least when I see it. So I decided that he will be a veteran of that wither fight, and that I will make him into my army general, which we don't quite have an army, but we do have this ghast, and this ghast has actually superior firepower to any other ghast at all. He is in story. Once again, not in real game. He is in story capable of firing powerful fireballs whenever General Afanasi actually pinches him from an inside in a right way. And he had already won against a flying ghast-powered ship of skeleton pirates, but that's a story for another episode. For right now, let's concentrate on just touring the base. Let's concentrate on taking a look at what we've built. And what we've built here is actually my starting area. This entire cliffside was actually built, well, outside of this mountain itself, but all of the buildings on it were actually built on the span of one single time lapse. That's impressive in my book, and I'm really quite proud of it. The thing that rests on this mountain is my mining guild. This entire structure is supposed to be my mining guild, and this mining guild is supposed to be run by this beautiful zombie woman. Her name is Elizabeth Nürnberg, or Grandma Nur. The way my Russian subscribers call her Baba Nura. And she is kinda my accountant. She accounts for everything that we dig out of the mines. She kinda takes some cut out of it, but then again she is like an old criminal woman grandma mastermind. So I decided to call her a grandma because of the plaid kinda hat that she has here. And she actually has this secret hideout, which at some point was actually filled with riches, but right now it's filled with timber, because winter is coming and we kinda need to keep our timber ready for our furnaces. Now, you can also see that this kind of cliffside rests on top of the swamp, and this swamp has been kind of transformed into my very own cemetery, because I'm a zombie and zombies live on cemeteries. And that right here is what I'd like to call my legacy supporter kind of thingy magic. Yes, it's my legacy supporter crypto, and on here you can actually see all of the people who supported me on Patreon at some point. Now, this hall actually misses some people right now. Right now, Nick Nasty decided to also support me on Patreon. But yeah, all of those people at some point supported me, and I really don't feel like getting rid even of those that decided to stop the support. Just because, quite frankly, I don't feel like I did enough for all those beautiful, beautiful faces like Metzlov here. So, what I do occasionally is actually I let one of them kill me just to have that message pop up in chat, like I don't know, Nex has killed XP or something like that. I think it's hilarious. And around here I actually have this grave of mine, which if you open it, actually opens a redstone trapdoor, which is supposed to lead into a dungeon, but I didn't build that dungeon yet, even though that's one of my oldest projects around here. Now, what else do I have to show here? Well, for once there is somewhat of a parkour challenge around here that you can use to get to the cryptum. You can hop around. Oh, damn it. See, I'm so bad at this. You can kind of hop around the thing, getting all the way. Ow. I could possibly made it. Come on. All the way to the cryptum. But that's pretty much it for the cemetery area, outside of maybe Varta Enchanter's little witch house. Now, it is located around here, and Varta Enchanter is a valuable member of my kind of army of not playable characters. She is an actual witch. Hello, Varta. And I also changed the texture for her. So in the comments, if you are like a regular viewer of mine, please do leave a comment about how you find this texture, because I can see it kind of being nothing to write home about, but I really like it. I really like how it made her nose actually a tiny bit paler, and I really like her purple hair, which is totally not a reference to an Asia. So yeah, she's responsible for all the brewings, all the potionary stuff, but she also does all magic necessary to make all of my stupid redstone contraption works, like one that we've come up recently with. Check this out. This beauty right here is supposed to be our first ghast powered ship. That's right, this ship is supposed to be floating above the ground, and it is actually inspired by the one that the skeleton pirates used to get to my base. But at the same time, it is completely our not idea, but our development. It is developed by my play pretend redstone guild, and play pretend is quite powerful. Now, it is actually pulled by another Eldritch ghast. Her name is a cupcake. If I didn't mention it, the original Eldritch ghast is actually named Marshmallow. That guy who killed the entirety of my previous base. And this girl around here, the pink one, is actually called Cupcake. Now, she is not as much of a puller. She doesn't have enough leverage power to support this ship on her own. But in universe, in roleplay, she actually has a very powerful fireball. Power. Which means that she is basically the main cannon of the ship. Now, the main pullage, like the main leverage and the main flying power of the ship is this little fella in his little fez. This is my first alive ghast called Sugar Cube. And Sugar Cube is quite like notorious by the fact that he doesn't like looking at people. He just shows them his butt. And this is not a spawn egg either, guys. This is a legit ghast that I pulled all the way from the Nether. I pulled myself through a portal on a minecart. Man, was he a witch to get. He was a witch to walk with. And he basically... Yeah, see, there was a forest here. He burnt it down in the process of me pulling him all the way here from my Nether portal. Not only that, he also managed to go and at one point he shot a fireball in this general direction. Go away, spider. This is not a spider show. There. He shot a fireball in this general direction. And it just so happened that I didn't notice. And didn't stop the fireball. And the fireball went all the way here. All the way to this building. And he set fire to it. And it entirely burnt down. Well, not entirely, but at the very least, the top of it absolutely burnt down. Which is a whole story in itself, by the way. This building is notorious in its own way for many reasons. First of all, this is one of the first buildings of what I'd like to call Zimrat, mostly because that's the name of the town. Zimrat is the town that I have on this hill. The Zimrat cemetery is not exactly a part of it, but yeah. Anyway, this is where it all started, this is where it continued, and this is where most of my effort goes nowadays. I just keep adding houses to this stupid town. I don't even know who lives in them. Apparently some kind of creepers and zombies, if you kind of take a look at that. Yes, the head of the player was cheated in for my top donator of the Russian channel, quite frankly. And yeah, basically, Zimrat is... Well, I'm quite proud of this town. I am quite proud of it. Buildings that have any notoriety in here are, of course, this, because this is where I sleep nowadays. This is the tavern, which only has like one room, but I keep sleeping in that room, so it still counts. And in the bottom of the town, there is actually a wheat farm, which is powered by one single villager. Yes, he kind of puts a lotion on the skin unless he gets a hose again, but that's not exactly his main problem here. He's been quite happy down there in his basement, kind of harvesting crops for me. And this is basically the room where I hide out lately, where I keep sleeping instead of sleeping in the ghast that I actually live in. Now, another building that is very notorious is once again the Redstone Guild, the one that burned down. And the reason why it is notorious is, first of all, it had in it a bunch of redstone, like zombie redstone engineers who developed the ghast powered ship for me, because I'm kind of bad at developing redstone stuff. But also, it is notorious because, well, after it burned down, the Redstone Guild kind of went underground. Literally. Now, if you go to this elevator and you press this button, you will go up the elevator. That's no biggie. I mean, that's what elevators do, and I know that it's gonna be broken in 1.11. We're working on a fix. Don't worry. But if you press this button and then this button, you kind of screw it up. But if you press this button and then this button, you get dropped into this little secret laboratory of secretness and magic and stuff, and oh my god, this is so epic. Now, this is the actual library of the Redstone guild. The idea being that at some point, when the library, actually like the original library burned down, the guild went, okay, we can't have this happen again. So let's protect ourselves. Let's be advanced with our stuff. Let's go underground where no one can hurt us, where no one will set fire to our stuff. So they kind of built this little underground basement library thingy-magic, where no one can burn them. And they have this little, quarry around here. And to exit it, you actually go back to the cryptum. You can exit it through the crypt and through the crypt only. This is tiny bit inconvenient because you don't exit the way you came in. But once again, this is a secret society. That's the more inconvenient and incoherent, the better, because less people. Oh my god, what is that? What are you doing in here? No, really, what? How did you get here? Okay, the people who are as confused as I am, you know what's happening here, but everybody else, let me quickly explain. This is the very first creation of the secret Redstone Society, the secret part of it. This is the whatchamacallit, the Nether reactor. The Nether reactor that keeps Zimrat kind of heated up from the inside. Now, one thing that for the longest time I've been saying is that I want a blaze for my Nether reactor. And I was too scared to get one because, the guild is made out of, well, wood. And suddenly a blaze appears. Out of nowhere. I never put him in there. This is somebody else's doing on my base. Which once again says a lot about how glorious FullStack is as a server, because getting a blaze from the Nether into the overworld is quite a task, to say the least. But yeah, the actual Nether reactor that you can actually already hear is in here. It is working using the energy of the Nether, of literal hell, and transferring it from hell to here. Now, in all actuality, it is a gold farm, okay? It is a gold farm and it produces gold and rotten flesh for me, because pigmen can spawn near the portals. So, deep down under the reactor, there is a harvesting chamber where the pigmen fall into. And yeah, it's kind of a, passive AFK farm. I just run around and it gets loaded and all the stuff. So, yeah, this is quite glorious. But, Zloy, I hear you asking, where does the gold farm feed into? Where does the gold go? Oh, my pretty people. You don't even know the best part of it. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. If you actually go to the top of this building, you can see something else that is there, and that's totally freaking awesome. That's right, baby. I have my own shulker. It took 5,000 blocks into the end. And I had to actually pull him back that 5,000 blocks of the end. Through like one wide bridges. In a boat. But I got him. My very own shulker. Oh, I love him so much. Once again, get set for secret underground crap, because I love it. I love secret underground crap, because secret underground crap is my bread and butter. Now check this out. This is a tiny inconspicuous cave, cave with water in it that you go into, and then you kind of drop, splash, and you find yourself in the grave. You don't have to say the grave, but it's fun. So, what is the grave? The grave is actually my laboratory. My real laboratory. The laboratory in which I do all of my terribleness. And this is based around a double spawner. That's right. One of my first finds on the server ever is a double spawner. It has skeletons and it has zombies, because of course. So I've been using this as an experience farm for quite a while now, and yeah, it never failed me. I absolutely love it. It's not faster than say, I don't know, Ender Grinder, of course, because nothing is freaking faster than Ender Grinder. But at the same time, it is quite efficient and it saves me a trip to the end. So I absolutely love it. And also it does provide me with a bunch of rotten flesh, a bunch of bones and arrows, and of course, this is where the gold farm gives me gold. This is all I got like for several days nowadays. I don't quite push the gold farm. I don't want a copious amount of gold, not really. I rarely need it, but I keep using it to exchange with this Mr. Klaus Cleric to get some emerald out of him. And yes, this is my little collection of villagers. I have it. They don't kinda, you know, I don't mind them. They don't mind me keeping them around here. And at some point they were actually all zombie villagers, but I decided to kind of cure them because, you know, life villagers are still more useful than zombie villagers, even though I absolutely love the new zombie villager textures. But I have a separate place to kind of stare at that cool texture, okay? Once again, get set for more secret underground crap, because I have a lot of it. Push the button. Ta-da! Welcome to my Nether portal room. Look how dangerous it is. I love it. I mean, one swing of a sword and this entire place blows up. In fact, I actually used that function of the ender crystals to defeat a skeleton army at some point. But oh well, it was actually a Fanassis idea. He's kind of, you know, strategical genius around here. I'm more of a strategical goof up. So, if you go into the portal, you will find yourself once again in the third secret society of my base. Welcome, my friends, to my Nether hub building. The only Nether hub building that really matters on this server. No, not really, because the actual Nether hub on the FullStack is freaking amazing. But I would say that my Nether build is a close second. Okay, close second. Now, why is it close second? Because it's actually not a Nether, not just a tunnel. It has an entire area decorated, of a decorated and kind of not really mob-proof, but somewhat mob-proof Nether. Now, first of all, of course, we have zombie villagers, because I love zombie villagers. Those librarians are my zombie priests. They support the magical grid of the Zimrat. They help Wata Enchanter develop her spells. They are awesome, and I have 4 Wither Skulls that I need to use at some point, but that's off point. Now, and this is actually something that even people who watched all of my episodes didn't probably see yet. This is something I recently finished. This is the room that you get into when you first enter the magic guild from outside. Look at it. How magical and nethery and glorious it is. I love it. Now, there is something even cooler around here, and that is, of course, take a wild guess what. Of course it's ghasts. It's more ghasts. Name tag ghasts for everybody, guys. Check this out. Okay, this guy will end up burning down my place, so let's just not. Phew. Thank God for 1.10 health regeneration. But yeah, I have that guy fenced off in there. I don't have a use for him just yet, but I will figure it out eventually. And I also have a second ghast in here, also fenced off for a future use. So yeah, as you can see, I'm a ghast magnet on this server. But not only that, the wonders never end. You wanna see how my nether tunnel looks? The one that actually leads to the nether hub? Psych! It's not a tunnel at all. As I already said. Look at it. It's a little zombie pigman nether fortress thingy-majig. Look at this happy little pigmen. They're all happy and they have the giant statue of one of them. And they have a little, if I interpret correctly, zip. And they have a little cemetery of their own because they kinda value their dead. Imagine that. And they have little houses around here. Like if I go all the way here, I should stumble upon a little housey magic that somebody probably lives in. Probably, not really. I mean, come on, how cool is that? I have a zombie pigment town. And some actually, you know, terramorphed, somewhat decorated nether biomes, like a nether mushroom biome that I came up with. Like, look at it. How cool is that? I have no idea how cool it is, actually, because, once again, I'm the one who built it. But you know what I did not build? Well, in story at the very least. This. This I will not, I did not build. This is a zombie pigman nowadays Viking ship that zombie pigman kinda stole from me. Okay, in this chest I was keeping blueprints and resources for this ship. So they basically stole the blueprints, stole the resources, and built it themselves. Because I took too long. So now that guy, I think, is their captain. He's kinda the main zombie pigman around them. And yeah, he just kinda, you know, keeps this running. I have no idea what they need this ship for, where they're selling, and I have no idea why they refuse to give it back to me. Jokes. I mean, their logic is flawless once again. They built it, but my logic is flawless too. I was the one who actually developed it and, you know, gave them the resources, so they're still jokes in my book. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for the tour around the base. Now, of course, I could go in further details about how all of this is tied together with the storylines and whatnot. But I think that if you are interested in that, you could probably just watch my, you know, previous episodes. There is gonna be a playlist in the end cut of today's video. It is probably already on the screen. But thank you everybody so much for watching for now. Let me know what you think about any of my builds. If you think they're rubbish, let me know. If you think they're great, let me know. If you think they're meh, well, yeah, so kind of think I myself. But I am quite proud of all the stuff that I have built around on this series, and I sure hope that you are kind of proud of it too. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for this episode being just me running around talking. I promise next time I will probably do something more impressive. But for today, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode. To be continued.